All right, I'm redoing this because I didn't share my screen during when I did this, so we're redoing it. How long has it been now? That was about 20 minutes of me talking to myself and not realizing I didn't switch my scene here. So anyway, let's just get this over with. All right, here we go. September 2nd, Tuesday, 2025. It's currently 7:42 a.m. So let's just get into it. I got off around like 7 a.m., something like that. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so today's trade journal entry, again, September 2nd, Tuesday, New York session, 2025, all that. This is going to be the second trade out of 100. We have 78 remaining. Today's result is one win, one contract, and our P&L is going to be $1,910, no change. And I'm going to start doing my risk reward ratio that I'm going to be adding into my trade journal entries now for this month and so forward. Today's risk reward ratio was 3.3, which is a little too much in my opinion. I'm going to get into that. Today's bias was bullish reversal bias confirmed after S&P divergence. NASDAQ was leading. S&P was lagging a lot. We also got a bullish inverse fair value gap, bullish fair value gap, and then a breaker structure to the upside during market open, and then it kept happening and all that. So setup was weighted through a choppy pre-market session with no clear confluences at open. At open, price action wicked into a 3-4 hour key level, showing liquidity grabs and forming bullish signals for a reversal setup. I'm so glad I noticed that. But anyway, entry. I put price like I entered where like I noted where I entered. So like I entered long at 23,155.75. So I'm going to disregard all that. You can just look at it in the description all you want, but I'm just not going to say all these numbers. It's just too much. Anyway, entry, I entered long, TP was set, all that, SL at invalidation, of course, and then decided not to take additional trades as price action continued. Liquidity hunting, locking in profit early. I could have kept going. I'm pretty sure price was going to keep going, but I already saw the charts, so it didn't keep going. So good thing I ended. But anyway, what I did well, stayed disciplined and patient through a slow market, waited for full confluence, all my confluence confirmations before entering, and then locked in profit and avoided overtrading. So that was a good call right there. What I will improve, focus on lowering RR to reduce risk exposure, keeping assessment mindset, prioritize consistency over aggressive gains. So what I'm trying to say is I just need to make sure that I don't risk too much than I need. Like if price had gone all the way up and gotten near my TP and didn't fill me, and it just went down, cooked. But yeah, so anyway, notes, short trading day, but excellent discipline and patience despite risk reward ratio. Market was liquidity driven and required caution. This was a strong win, but risk level was higher than ideal. We'll keep refining RR and better risk management. 1.5 RR would have sufficed today for a safer entry. So I'm going to switch here first to make sure. But let's get into it and not waste any more time. I don't need this open anymore. So we have all our vertical lines lined up. As you can see, 8 a.m. is when we would have to end the session if we don't get an entry validation or a confirmation. And then 7 a.m. was the news for today, which was I was looking out for to see if price would continue. 6:30 a.m. was market open. And then we have our prep bias and pre-market. So let's get into it. So as you can see, during prep bias, 5 a.m., price was being a little weird. We did enter into this 4-hour bullish fair value gap and then continue downwards and all that. We did have this bearish order block, this bearish fair value gap, and then, this orange line was technically a breaker structure to the downside confirmation, but I was a little hesitant on that. So I just kept all this in mind because price was being a little confusing today during prep bias and pre-market. As you can see, even on the 3-minute and then 1 minute, it was a little better on the 1 minute, but again, I can't use that for, my setups. So, damn, CPU is going crazy. I definitely need a PC, man, or better laptop. But yeah, so anyway, we did go past this orange line, forming all this and that, but I couldn't use that because that's not how my setups work. I have to look for a breaker structure, SMT, or inverse to even move past the key level tap phase. But anyway, so we did tap this 4-hour key level right here, which was a low, and that's when I had to really consider whether I wanted to consider this as my key level tap, this as a breaker structure, or this or this. So I kind of waited during the pre-market, which was 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. and I waited, and as you can see, we consolidated after going downwards. Consolidate, you know, key level tap here, 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 and then here. But, you know, I'll get into that. Anyway, during market open, we literally dumped, went past these 4-hour key levels. So that's when I was like, okay, disregard everything we saw during pre-market and prep bias, just disregard all that. And now we have to look for our bias during market open, which was fun. But we got this inverse fair value gap that formed after this new candle went up and invalidated it. And then after this candle formed, we had a bearish fair value gap. And then we also got candle closure on this breaker structure to the upside and all that. So I basically got everything I wanted within like 5 minutes, like 5 to 10, 15 minutes, whatever, you know. I got all of my setup confirmations, even entry, but I really wanted to be careful here. So when this candle gave closure and wicked up all the way up here and all that, I was like, okay, we're definitely going for liquidity sweeps because we have all of this, these horizontal purple lines is liquidity, and I couldn't find anything underwards that would be worth mentioning, as you can see. But so I was like, okay, we're definitely going for a liquidity grab this morning. We're gonna go to 1 minute here, and then as you can see, we have all of this literally stacked confluences. And I was like, I mean, we're not only forming a stacked confluence, but we're also in a bullish fair value gap 4-hour key level. So hey, anyway, let's get into the trade and all that. Again, same problem as usual with trading view. Absolutely annoying. The problem today was not the order not being able to get filled. The problem today was the order not being able to get filled out where I want, despite knowing, you know, where price would go. But also, like, I put my limit order hoping price would retrace into it. Absolutely not did happen. Price did not give a fuck because I forgot that when you enter, your entry is based off of real live data when you're looking at delayed charts if you're on the free version. So I forgot about that. Even though I entered on a limit order, I guess it doesn't matter. My limit order went from right here where I wanted to enter all the way up into fucking Africa or in Antarctica. It was insane. The slippage was insane. I was like, I'm not risking that. So I closed it, and I'll show you. Try to enter, but I closed it immediately. I don't care how much profit I got off of that. I just closed it. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm good off that, bro. I'm good off that, bro, Chacho. So anyway, I'm gonna use this here to show you basically. It's a little laggy right now. Sorry, I'm getting like 50 FPS, but hey, man, it's what you get for getting a really dookie laptop. Not meant for this stuff, but hey. Anyway, if I can drag this up here, I'm getting 30 FPS, 20 FPS. Jesus. There we go. So as you can see, all that, it's going to be a little off, but there you go. That's basically it. Risk reward ratio is a little crazy, but if I had moved it down, right, SL is going to stay the same. If I had moved it down to like 1.5, like I said, around here, which is the bottom of this 1 hour bullish fair value gap, it still would have worked. I still would have got my my TP hit and everything, so it still would have been a win. So today, even though, you know, I knew where price was going, I knew what price wanted to do, I even could have set TP all the way up here, but I didn't, because I mean that's a little risky too. Like, I'm not gonna trail that, bro. Nah. But I originally set TP like right here, but I did trail it just because that wick went there. But that's pretty much it. Today was definitely a little risky though. I mean, I definitely could have gone for like something like this, you know, that would have been more suitable. Like $900, that's still good. You know, I got what, 1900, almost 2000 in one trade, especially on my first day, first of the month, all that, or you know, second of the month, whatever. A little risky, little risky. I'm gonna definitely learn from this immediately. Tomorrow this will not happen, and for the rest of the month or the rest of the time it will not happen again, especially when we're on minis. So I mean, who knows, what if it swept liquidity and then it was actually a fake out, and then news happened and then it just dumped? What if it never hit my TP and I just kept trailing it? That would have not only been me, like, you know, disrespecting my strategy, but also not being disciplined, because I only trail TP if I know it's gonna go where I want it to go, not because I'm expecting it to go, or like, oh, hopefully it goes up here. I trailed the TP because I know it's gonna go there. Look at all this liquidity. I have all of it marked out for a reason, for reasons like this, but also to know what's gonna happen. So either way, point is a little risky today. I definitely could work on some risk management, especially from like last month as well. I mean, last month we went a little crazy. I think, you know, I need to lower the amount I'm trying to get, because I need to remember, right? I think I can close this now. I've showed you guys enough, but let's put this here, close this there. So yeah, today overall a little risky. I could have definitely just gone for a 1.5 RR, but again, I guess that's just me being greedy. So I am going to admit that. I am going to take accountability. My takeaway here is going to be that the whole takeaway of this for today's lesson is that although I'm right, although I know where price is going to go, you know, all that, I could have the best entry in the world, best TP, whatever, you know, I can make 10,000 off of this if I wanted to somehow. Point is, either way, I need to remember that this is an assessment. This is not me, you know, it's not me assessing whether I can make money on an XFA account on TopStep or not. This is an assessment to make sure I can pass a combine evaluation for TopStep. So if I keep going like this, I'm going to end up losing a trade because of my risk management skill and all that. So I'm definitely going to lower it. I'll be going for lower trades, or at least lower risk reward ratio trades, and not going for something like 3RR or 5RR like I've been doing since last month. I think, in my opinion, on micros, that's okay, because, I mean, you're winning like $100 minimum. So, I mean, you're only getting 3 digits max. You would really have to utilize your contracts to your ability. But on micros, or not micros, on minis like this, you got to be a little more careful, because although I didn't actually get to enter, which kind of bothered me, I don't think I'm going to be able to enter at all this whole month. I don't know, I hope not, but it's definitely starting to piss me off. But anyway, I know we wouldn't have this problem. I know we would not have this problem on an actual, like, on TopStep X. If I entered a trade, it wouldn't have this problem unless I took like a buy market. You know, like, come on. If TP gets, you know, taken profit, then it's gonna get taken profit. If I set a limit order, if price action's here and I set a limit order here and it goes into it and all that, buy, exchange, whatever, it's going to fill me at there, because that's where I wanted into. That's where I asked to get into it. That's where I bought at, you know? Anyway, even though I didn't get to actually enter and see, you know, price fluctuate and see the numbers changing that will actually affect me, even though I didn't get to do that, I still was able to use the tool. And that's just as scary to me, because, I mean, either way, today's risk management was a little off, man. Like, need to be a little careful here. So I'm not disappointed. You know, I'm just kind of taking it as a note, as a, like, you know, hey, you did good today. You were patient, you were disciplined, all that, but need to work on risk management. That's what I'm telling myself right now. Because if price didn't, do what it did today, I don't even know how much I would have lost. I can't even calculate that, because I can only calculate when price goes up from where I wanted to enter. But if it goes up all the way up there and then draws down, I don't know how much I'm losing, because it went all the way up. Now it's going all the way down. Does that mean I'll still lose the amount I set my SL at, or will I lose more because price went all the way up to hit TP and now it's going down? Like, I don't know. So I need to be careful. Anyway, just wanted to make a quick trade journal entry like that. That's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say. Other than that, like I said, risk management needs to be worked on. So starting tomorrow, I'll be going for lower trades, lower risk reward trades, and making sure I'm being disciplined, but not disciplined with my strategy or myself, but disciplined in my risk reward ratio. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.